Hello, and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranch. Today I'll be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks to some select fights, because they're not all prelims. Select fights for UFC Vegas 62. Interesting card. But yeah, it's been a break. It's been probably 2 weeks since I made any content, but it's okay. I enjoyed my little time off. But without further ado, I'm just going to get right into this because it is getting kind of late. So let's do this. I'm going to open up this with the middleweight fight between Maximov and Jacob Malkoun. If you're new to this show, what I do is I take free picks off the internet, off YouTube, from my favorite handicappers, and I take their picks and put them side by side, and then I make my own pick. And sometimes I have to rely on the cappers to edge my decision. Sometimes I go against them. So that's pretty much the gist of this show if you're new. So without further ado, let's get into this. We're going to start this off. Maximov comes in with a record of 8-1. He is the slight favorite according to Bet Online bookies. He's a minus 140, and he's taking on another tough person, Mamba, Jacob Malkoun, the Australian. 6-2, slight underdog at plus 120. Let's talk about the favorite first, Maximov. Maximov's 24 years old. Jacob Malkoun is 27. Maximov is part of the Diaz Army, Nick Diaz Academy, over in Stockton, California. He's been spotted on Instagram training with Kron Gracie and Lucas Gamaza, who is a submission underground champion. Great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And if you look at Tapology, aside from his MMA fights, he also has a string of submission underground grappling contests as well. Speaking of that, his last fight was a loss to Andre Petroski. Fantastic wrestling. That's no shame losing to Andre Petroski coming out of the Philadelphia Gracie Philly. Forgot his first name, but yeah, coming out of there with Jamal Emmers and I've got a brain for Pat Sabatini. I know Pat Sabatini just got handed a loss last event actually. But Sean Brady, what is that? Martinez? I don't know. That's the other Philly school. Doesn't matter. Andre Petroski's pretty good, and he got him with the Anaconda choke in round 1 over Maximov. Congratulations. But before that, he was kicking butt. He beat Punahele Soriano. A tough out right there. He beat him by split decision. Good on you there. He in his UFC debut, he out wrestled Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage, known for his wrestling, actually was going to wrestle at West Point until he had a baby, so he couldn't do that. But Maximov beat Cody Brundage, out wrestling him, won his UFC debut by unanimous decision. Before that, he was in the Contender Series where he beat Oscar Cota. I think Oscar Cota was up like a heavyweight or light heavyweight. This is a middleweight fight, 185 pounds. Then before that, he was in the LFA where he rear naked choked Johnny James Jr. Nick Maximov will have a 3-inch height and 3-inch reach advantage over the Australian Mamba, Jacob Malkoun. Coming off a loss to All-In Brandon Allen. No shame in that. Brandon Allen, always a good fighter right there. It's always looking for, he could possibly beat almost anybody. Brandon Allen's good. No shame in that. Before that, he beat AJ Dobson, decent win, unanimous decision. He beat Abdul Razak Al Hassan, unanimous decision. Prior to that, he lost his UFC debut to Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes, phenomenal wrestler, but didn't need his wrestling against Malkoun. Took him out 18 seconds of round 1. That was his debut. And before that, he was in Eternal MMA, which is Australian regional scene, where he beat Sebastian Tomasi, unanimous decision. Jacob Malkoun is the wrestling coach for Robert Whittaker. That's when he's over in Australia. But when he's on this side of the pond, he is training at Sergio Penha BJJ in Vegas and training with Camden Valley Wrestling Club. So getting his wrestling BJJ in this camp, getting ready for Diaz Army Nick Maximoff. This is going to be a very good fight. That's why I am doing the Capper Comparison picks for it. Now that my time is limited because, yeah, work is, work has taken a lot of my time, more so than ever now. My responsibilities increased, so yeah, that's why I have to now be selective on which fights I do. I fill my content within. That's why I'm doing only 6 fights a week. Here's 3 of them. I will have another show later this week where I feature 3 more fights where I'm kind of on the fence with. So, stop rambling and let's see what the cappers have to say. Starting with the favorite Nick Maximov, we've got the boys from Broke Bets. One of the guys on Broke Bets showing his face, which is new. Killer mustache on the guy. I don't know which guy it is, so I don't want to mention names, but check it out. The links to all these cappers will be in the description. I urge you guys, check them out, subscribe to them. They're phenomenal, otherwise they wouldn't make my show. Then jumping over to Jacob Malkoun's side, we have Johnny K. Johnny K picks. And Johnny K also saying Malkoun by decision. Interesting enough. Then we've got it's your boy eBay's fight predictions, taking Nick Maximov by decision. The decision, by the way, is what the bookies are leaning to. They think the over 2.5 rounds is minus 270, so the bookies also thinking it's going to go to decision. If you think it's going to get stopped early, plus 210 for you. Double your money on that. Then we got Johnny's buddy Cody, my buddy as well. Blood Money from Blood Money MMA Picks, also saying decision. Everybody's going with decision here, I'll tell you. Cody and Johnny, tomorrow night, Wednesday nights, they do a live stream chat, or live stream with they're very active with the chat. I try to get on if I can. Tomorrow I got to go to Long Island. I don't know if I'll be able to. Man, I got a busy day tomorrow. I'm going to 2 different sites in Long Island. Then I'm ending my night in North Jersey. So I got a lot of running around tomorrow, a lot of driving, so I don't know if I'll be able to tune into that. But if I do, Johnny K, Blood Money, Cody, they both do the live stream. I urge you guys, check it out. They're awesome. They're awesome guys. And finally, we've got the Stat Diggers, and they're split on the pick, which is interesting. Because the Stat Diggers is Uncle Weezy and DFS Brady. DFS by the money, Brady. Now, on the Stat Diggers show, Weezy was all about Jacob Malkoun. And on this show, link will be in the description, Brady's like, I guess dog or pass. I'll side with you and take the dog here, but I am going to kind of pass. But then, DFS by the numbers does his own show, where he actually makes solid predictions, his solid picks. And that show, he put Nick Maximoff as his pick. So I'm going to write DFS Brady right there. He did not mention how he thinks it's going to get done, but there you have it. So it's tied, guys. We got, well, actually Broke Bets is 2 guys, but I never see them disagree. So it's just 1 vote. So it's looking tie right here, but I'll tell you what, because of Nick Maximov's submission underground experience, his BJJ, the Nick Diaz Army. I'm going to lean with Maximov. I know he's a slight favorite here, but I think he can. I mean, no fade on Jacob Malkoun's wrestling. I know he's got that. He's Robert Whitaker's wrestling coach. He's working it in Vegas and everything, and he's Australia. I don't know how great their wrestling is, but I'm gonna go with Nick Maximov. I think that fight against Andre Petroski. I mean, I know Andre Petroski out wrestled him, got him in the Anaconda choke round 1, but I would reckon that's an even match. It could have went the other way. Just he got caught. Happens. That's why I'm gonna take Nick Maximov to get it done here, and I think he's gonna get the decision victory over Jacob Malkoun. Moving on. Next, we've got. Oh, this is a good fight too. Mana Martinez, Mana Boy, taking on Killer B, Brandon Davis. This is gonna be interesting, man. Okay, Brandon Davis comes in as an underdog, plus 132. Mana Martinez, minus 152 is a favorite. 9-3 for Mana Martinez. Brandon Davis coming back 14-9. Almost double-digit losses. Not quite there, though. Mana Martinez, the younger fighter here, 26 years old. Brandon Davis, wrong side of 30 at 32. Brandon Davis has a 2-inch reach advantage, which isn't much. These guys are both the same height. Let's talk about the favorite, Mana Martinez, first. Mana Martinez, training out of Glory MMA. You gotta love James Krause and company down there. He's exclusive on Instagram. He's exclusively training with Coach Devonta Frencher, which is great, fantastic. I'm a big, proud supporter of Glory MMA. He's coming off a loss to Ronnie Lawrence, where that was a very competitive fight. Ronnie Lawrence, known for his good wrestling, beat him by unanimous decision. But Mana Martinez did have some, I think he did have like a knockdown or two maybe throughout that fight. It was a very competitive fight. Before that, he had his UFC debut and he beat Guido Canetti, the 42-year-old fighter that's coming off a win. Who did he beat? Randy Costa last time? And that was a split decision win for Mana Martinez on his UFC debut. Good for him there. And before that, he was kicking the shit out of people over in Fury FC. Jose Johnson, TKO, 32 seconds round 1. And before that, TKO 1 minute in round 1 over Casey Jones. Not the Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but still, Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Anyway. And before that, he did take a loss to Draco Rodriguez in the Contender Series, but that was a triangle round 1. That was quite a while ago, and Draco Rodriguez is a pretty good wrestler. What is this stuff that's on here? Let me fast forward this. Sorry. All right. So that's Mana Martinez in a nutshell. Brandon Davis. Brandon Davis training out of American Top Team. Not Coconut Creek, though. The one in Dilbertsville. What is that? Missouri? Mississippi? Dilbertsford, Mississippi, I'm pretty sure. So American Top Team Dilbertsford is like a sister school of the real American Top Team, Coconut Creek. Brandon Davis, Killer B, coming off a loss to Dana Bakary. Bakary Dana, however you want to say it, got taken out TKO round 1. Not good. Before that fight, though, he was kicking ass over in the Gulf Coast regional scene called Gulf Coast Fighting or something, where he won 4 fights in a row, all finishes, I do believe. Prior to that, he lost to Giga Chikadze. No shame, that was split decision too. Before that, he lost to Kyung Ho Kang, also split decision, losing these very close fights to these known UFC fighters, which is not horrible. Before that, he beat Randy Costa, rear naked choke round 2. But Randy Costa, I just mentioned him, how he got beat by Guido Canetti last time out, and that you know, it's not aging all that well. It's not like Randy Couch is not like unbeatable. Like a lot of people are finishing him off. So Brandon Davis, that's his last 5. He is well, his last 5 had all 4 of those Gulf Coast victories. So he's really 4-1 in his last 5. But if you want to include the UFC fights there before, let's just say, let's all call the Gulf Coast fights one victory. So he's like 2-3. All right, against UFC fighters. All right, in his last 5. So interesting fight here. Taking the favorite, Mana Martinez. We've got both the stat diggers, Wheezy and DFS, both on the side of Mana Martinez. I like it a lot. Then jumping over here, we've got it's your boy eBay's taking Brandon Davis. He thinks Davis should get the decision. Okay, I like that. Plus money. Then we've got, speaking of money, we've got blood money. Cody, also on the side of Mana Boy. And he's also saying by decision for Mana Boy Martinez. Then we've got the boys from Broke Bets also thinking it's going to go decision. The decision picked by the bookies. Bookies over 2.5 rounds have it -133. So hey, it's close. Under 2.5 rounds plus 103. Very close odds on the total there. Then we've got for the tiebreaker. Yeah, for the tiebreaker we've got Johnny K giving the edge to Mana Martinez by decision, edging out the capper majority there. This one, man, I really still don't know. I'm back and forth on it. I looked at their Instagrams. They're both putting in some good work. Brandon Davis, big. He's doing the big daddy thing. He's like, love. But so is Mana Martinez. Both their Instagrams filled with pictures of their kids and playing football. Both their kids played Little League, and so I really couldn't get that much like training insight from their Instagrams. Except Brandon Davis does show him with a crew at Dilbertsville ATT. Mana Martinez does show him striking pads with Devonta Frencher from Glory MMA. Man, I'm going to have to go with the favorite here. He's got the better record. I mean, he should be able to. It'll be close, though. I wouldn't count Brandon Davis out, but you can't depend on him either. He's very unpredictable, undependable, unreliable. So I'm going to go with Mana Martinez. I think Mana had that, didn't he have a very emotional victory? Like he went in and beat, who was it? I think he beat, he beat Guido Canetti after his coach like died. I'm pretty sure like he was crying after that fight. It was a very emotional victory. So I like that. I like Mana Martinez to get the victory here. He is younger too. Not much difference in height and reach. So I'm going to go Martinez, and I think, once again, we'll go with decision. I know it's not the most exciting outcome, but that's the outcome I predict it's going to be. Finally, moving on. Here we go. This one, I love it. I know the odds aren't that great. Dusko Todorovich. Thunder. Big 2-1 favorite. -205 for Dusko. 11-3 record. Taking on the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright, with a record of 12-3. A lot of those pro wins, though, coming out of the Alaska FC scene. So their wins and they're pro, but that's a lot of padding in that Alaska FC record. Those fights are kind of padded because not a lot of great fighters come out of the Alaskan scene. But Dusko, what is he? Serbian or something? I can't really say his scene before, but anyway, let's see. Dusko Todorovic, -205 favorite. the slightly younger fighter here. He's 28 years old, where Jordan Wright is 31. Not much of a discrepancy in age. Jordan Wright will be the bigger guy here. Keep that note. He's a slight height advantage, I think just 1 inch, but still. And 3-inch reach advantage. So I think Wright will be the bigger guy. It's kind of weird. These guys match up very good. I checked out both their Instagrams. They both have very similar features, like size, and like they both have thick legs for their middleweight frames. And it's going to be an interesting fight. Todorovich is like the Serbian version of Wright. Wright is like the American version of Todorovic. It's interesting. That's how I see it. Okay, Dusko fighting out of Secutor MMA. That is over in Serbia. Coming off a loss to Chidi Bang Bang, Chidi Njokuani, but Chidi Njokuani's been bang banging a lot of people as of lately. He's a good fighter, so no shame in that. He got elbowed in round 1, Dusko did. Before that, though, he beat Coconut Bomb. It's Maki Patolo by ground and pound round 1. And prior to that, he lost to Robocop, unanimous decision to Gregory Rodriguez. Before that, he lost to Punahele Soriano. Punahele's tough, man. He's like a Hawaiian state wrestling champ. His striking skills are good. He's very durable. So Punahele took out Dusko. Punches round 1. And prior to that, he has UFC debut where he beat Daquan Townsend, ground and pound round 2. So a little mixed up record there. He's 2-3 in his last 5, but all 3 losses are to prime fighters: Chidi Njokuani, Gregory Rodriguez, Punahele Soriano. Jordan Wright, similar. Let's look. His last fight, Jordan Wright, he lost to Marc-Andre Barrios. He got guillotine choked round 1. He does get caught with that, but a lot of people get caught with that guillotine. You know, it's tough. Before that, he lost to Bruno Silva by punches round 1. Bruno Silva's one tough SOB, though. You know, no kidding, you know. Prior to that, though, he did beat the Nightwolf Jamie Pickett, which everybody in the world had Jamie Pickett on their parlays. But he upset him by ground and pound round 1, finishing off Jamie Pickett, stunning everybody. Gave that bow when he was done. Phenomenal win for Jordan Wright there. Before that, he lost to Joaquin Buckley. Hooks, 18 seconds to round 2. Interesting enough, look at this. The 1.5 rounds, if you think it's going to go over 1.5 rounds, that's 7.5 minutes. If he can last that, these guys can last that, plus 177 over 1.5 rounds. Oh, I might take that. Interesting. Under 1.5 rounds, a minus 217. So the bookies think this is going to get violent, and they also think Todorovich is a 2-1 favorite. So we'll see. Prior to Joaquin Buckley's knockout of him, Jordan Wright did beat Ike Villanueva. That's not bad. Doctor stoppage round 1. I think he opened up a cut and it couldn't stop bleeding, so they stopped it, and Wright got the victory for the Beverly Hills Ninja. Interesting enough, he's training out of Jackson Wink, and I think Jackson Wink has been a good fit for him. He was training out of some weird gym in California. I forget what it's called, but I mean I don't know. I'm glad he's at Jackson Wink now in New Mexico. So good move for Jordan Wright there. Todorovic, secular MMA in Serbia. I don't even know where he's fighting when he's in stateside. I imagine his training's probably the UFC Performance Institute or something. I don't know. His Instagram's filled with people that I have trouble pronouncing their names. I don't even know any of them. So let's see what the cappers have to say. Starting with the 2-1 favorite, Todorovich. We've got the boys from Broke Bets. They're saying TKO, round 1. Okay. Blood Money, Cody. Ground and Pound. Round 1. All right, Cody. Okay. The Stat Diggers. Both violence. TKO. Round 1. Johnny K. Sorry, I got a little bit of a sniffles here. Oh, Johnny K. Also round 1. They're just shitting on Jordan Wright. And it's your boy eBay's. At least eBay's not saying knockout, but he is saying submission. Round 1. Making this a full capper consensus. A full capper consensus is when all the handicappers pick the same side. Nora's already up to bed. It is late. I'm sorry. It's when all the handicappers pick the same side. I'll throw you some good luck pearls for those taking Jordan Wright, for those taking the underdogs, and the plus money. There's some good luck betting pearls for you. And full capper consensus. All the guys that I feature on the show are in agreement, and they're all taking Dusko, Todorovich to beat Beverly Hills Ninja Jordan Wright. Unfortunately, I can't side with that. Ranch, believe it or not, I'm going to go with Wright privilege. Jordan Wright privilege, that's why I like to call him, because he just has that face, like that white privilege face. You know what I mean. Look at his face. He just looks like he's that guy. Beverly Hills, that born in Beverly Hills and stuff. It's like, I'm not saying everything was handed to him on a platter, but I think he had a kind of easy upbringing. So anyway, I like Jordan Wright here. I think at plus money, plus 175. I'm not impressed by Dusko Todorovich. Tell you what, last time I took Dusko over Chidi Njokuani, and after Chidi embarrassed and got him with a elbow in round 1, I said, I can't bet Dusko Todorovich again. Jordan Wright, I have been fading him. I've never picked him in my entire life. But when I made out Marc-Andre Barrio and Bruno Silva both took care of him. But that Jamie Pickett, man, he kind of taught me a lesson. When I picked Jamie Pickett, like I said, I've never picked Jordan Wright. Never. But something in my gut tells me Jordan Wright is right. And if he's right, I don't want to be wrong. I think he might get it done over Dusko. I know it's a tall test for him. But he's going to be the bigger guy in there. He's been putting in work over Jackson Wink. I've seen his Instagram. I've seen his slick moves down there. Oh, he's got this one move. The guy comes in for like a single leg takedown, and he does like this somersault to get out of it. Does like a flip, and then does his own takedown. It's slick, man. Go on his Instagram, check it out. I'm like, that's slick. I like that shit. I hope you do that fancy stuff against Dusko. And that was like literally, I want to say 2 weeks ago. So he's like, yeah, I like Jordan Wright here at plus money. Call me crazy, I don't really care. Whatever. I think he's gonna get it done. I think he's gonna get a knockout. Actually, I'm gonna say TKO round 2. TKO round 2, early round 2. I still think I might even do that. I might do that plus 177 over 1.5 rounds, but I don't know, my Tapology pick's going to be right, TKO round 2, and I will throw a bet on him at plus 175, just on the money line, no propping, no prop bet there, but that's my pick for Tapology, and there you have that. So to recap, time check. I have no idea, let's see. Oh, I'm good, perfect. So to recap, I have Nick Maximov getting a decision victory over Jacob Malkoun. Then I have Mana Martinez, Mana Boy, edging out a decision, a close decision. I think it might even be a split decision over Brandon Davis. That one I'm very, very low confidence in that. I might even change my pick after I see how they size up on weigh-ins. This Friday I will be doing a live stream. Hopefully Dave will be in attendance. Can't guarantee it, but hopefully I would be doing that live stream Friday, where I go over every single fight on the card. And finally, I'm taking the big upset from the Beverly Hills Ninja. I think Jordan Wright might get it over Dusko Todorovic. Like I said, Dusko just not impressing me as of late. And look at both the same losses. Wright's got one extra win as a pro. Look at all these guys. Round 1 TKO, round 1 TKO, round 1 knockout, round 1 submission. They're all taking Todorovich round 1. I'm taking Jordan Wright TKO round 2. I'll be considered genius level if I get that against all the cappers, but it is what it is. These days I really don't care. So there you have it. Gather the info. Place those bets and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Give me that thumbs up. Throw your comments down below and tell me who you think's gonna win these fights. I read them all. I don't comment on them all because I'm a busy guy, but I do check them all out. I appreciate you watching. Good luck on your bets, and I will see you later this week when I cover 3 more main card fights. Later.